Welcome to H.I.T. I'm your host, Jerry. Today I have on panel A,
Wanda,
and on panel B,
Tara.
Today's subject is, it's a hot and heated one, y'all. This subject is going to be about today's generation of young people compared to our generation, which I'm in the same category that they are. We're in the 50 category. Yeah, no. So, comparing to when we grew up and our children age group and how everybody do their own thing differently. Totally differently. So, we're going to touch on some different subjects about comparing the things that they do and to the things that we did at their age or what we couldn't do. So, panel A, you have anything you want to talk about?
The kids today feels like, well, they act like somebody owed them something. Like, no matter what, you supposed to do this for them. You supposed to do that for them. They got it all twisted.
Okay. Panel B.
Yeah, we came up from the school of hard knocks. So, when you raise like that, you try to instill that in your children. But now, these children, it's a different breed. It's a different breed. It's just like she said, self-entitled. Like, we owe them something. Like, literally, I had a nephew-in-law tell his mother, I didn't ask to be here.
We hear that a lot, don't we?
You grown and in her house and ain't paying no bills. Yeah, so totally different. Without, y'all know, we came up, you had them, you take care of them.
Exactly.
That's your bed, you lay in it. Yeah, point blank period, so it's just totally different now.
It is.
And we look at also like the things that's going on in the world today. We try our best to not, for them not to go through what we went through because we were from the school of hard knocks. But I think that's a big mistake.
That's just mistake. What I was about to ask y'all.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you think, as being the parents during the years that we came up in and raising our children, do you think that we went down the wrong path somewhere with the way we raised our children that caused this outcome that they are now? You think we did anything wrong, or?
I think not on purpose, but
I wouldn't say we did anything wrong. Only thing I can say that we did wrong, honestly, is this. Where's phones?
Cell phones.
Cell phones. The devil.
Okay. Do you think that we did anything wrong with raising them? The reason why they
not just
out?
Cell phones, but social media. Period.
Yeah, because like she's saying, technology, even though it's growing and it's, we gotta face it, it's the way of the world today. But yet and still, you got parents that we could actually still change that. We didn't want to come inside when we were younger. Our parents was like, it's time to come in, and we like, no, let us stay out and play a little longer. We made our toys and stuff. Them kids ain't trying to go outside. I don't want to. Which is a cause for several things: obesity, lack of movement,
communication
dysfunction. Oh my goodness.
You go on and on.
Yes. Yes. So as far as that, I wouldn't say it's all so much it's our fault in how we raise them. It's just the way of the world is going. And to that note, it's more or less which parent is going with the way of the world or sticking and standing your ground on how you were raised. Let's instill how I was raised in my children and know we not having it.
I ain't gonna even say it's that, because one, I worked for a doctor that was very strict with his kids. No TV in your room. They had family time. They all sat in the living room and watched TV together. When it was done, everybody went to their bedroom with no TV or whatever. But the only thing he wanted them to do was go to college, and he was going to pay for it. But those kids didn't even want that. They were saying, I'm glad to get out of here.
So do you think those children turned because he was too strict, or because it's just the way of the world now?
Just the way of the world. They want what's out there. They don't want you to teach them right. They want to make it right for themselves.
Well, I had a parent to tell me that he thought we messed up as parents by raising our children and try to give them everything that we never had. So do y'all agree with that? That's what messed them up. We just gave them everything that we never had, and it spoiled them.
I won't say it messed them up, but I'll say that, unintentionally, we didn't want them to go through what we went through, or we trying to raise them a little differently than the way we were raised, but I don't think intentionally we messed up, so to speak. It's just trying a little, trying to change a little bit of the narrative of how we were raised versus the world today. It's a double-edged sword. So on that note,
well, my kids was kind of raised the way we were raised. They stayed outside all day.
Too. Yep.
It wasn't at home and on their cell phones or whatever. They were outside
I didn't even have cell phones as no teenager.
And mine didn't either.
Period. Yeah.
And the chores, they had to do the chores. They did. We raised them basically the way we were raised.
All parents ain't doing that.
Okay, so I hear a lot of the young folks say, well, times wasn't as hard for y'all like it is for us now. Everything is hard for us now. Y'all had it easy. And this is why we are this way, because things are hard. And a lot of...
You saying the children are saying that?
Yeah, and a lot of them is moving back home. A lot of them moving back home because they're saying they can't make it. It's too hard. And it wasn't that hard for y'all, but it's hard for us. Y'all just don't understand. It's just hard for us. So, do you agree?
To a certain extent, yes. I'm kind of experiencing it as the adult and the parent, having to try to get back out into the rental world. 3 times the rent you got to be making. Credit score got to be at a certain rate. Income, like I said, has to be there. It's just, and then all the other stipulations in the background. Oh, you can't have a bankruptcy. You can't have evictions on your history. And these kids now already at fail point with 3 times the rent. These jobs ain't paying that. So they're forced to stay at home with the mama and the daddy. And, well, hey, guess what? I'm here. I can make it while I'm here. But yet and still, you got to establish some ground rules while they're in that process. Go ahead and get them started on trying to build their credit, while they're in your household. Because if you don't, man, boy, yeah, it's on that note, it is harder. As far as the things that we came up seeing and doing and stuff like that, no. Okay. No.
Okay, do you think that they're in a faster mode than what we were growing up?
Yeah. Why? The internet.
Mm-hmm.
Social media. They looking at all these people on social media and what they doing. And, you know, I had a granddaughter that tells me, I'm going to be famous. Okay. I'm going to be famous on social media. Where'd that come from? You know? But that's what's raising these kids these days.
So do you think if you took all of that away from her that she would be a different person?
Yes.
Even when she go off to school and still come back home?
Yes.
Still you think you can control it?
Yes.
What about you? You think that
I disagree. Because they're gonna be introduced to it no matter what.
But if they raise right, no matter what, if they raise right,
it's a beast.
They know how to turn from it. You know, a part of what's wrong with the world today is God.
Okay, let me rewind it back. You said raise right. Right? So what about the ones that was raised right that still fail?
Even majority of the ones that I know that was raised right, they did good. And they still doing good.
Because I've heard a lot of parents say, I didn't raise my child that way. They was raised right, but they still...
Because they go out there, social media.
That's
and they change that.
Right.
And made a lot of that change. But if you instill in a child, and this child is not rebelling against you, what you're trying to instill in them, then they will be raised right. Because they know right from wrong. But if they are rebelling against you when you're trying to raise them right, or you're trying to teach them right, and they already rebelling against you before they come out the household, when they do get out there, it's still going to be failure.
Well, so like I said, that outside influence, you know, and it's more prevalent today because it is the way of the world today. We didn't have cell phones like that coming up, y'all. Come on. We had to make our toys. Yeah. We had to, you know, y'all remember them days out there and making our little go-karts, putting the big wheels on the door and a couple of pieces of wood and making it work. And the buggy getting in it and that was natural fun. Yes, and we hated to be pulled away from it, you know. But we also didn't have, I mean, just imagine back then. Television, women couldn't even, bra was like X-rated on TV. Was. You know, I remember a Nair commercial getting ridiculed because they had, we wear short shorts. You know, right now it's like, where's the clothes?
Half naked, right? On everything.
So, you know.
And then I'm gonna tell you something else. They don't care about what the older adults think about them. It's well, I don't care. It ain't like they never seen it before, and it's like the respect is gone. Out the door.
Social media. Social media is the devil. Social media is the devil. And another thing, like I said, God. They're taking God out of everything. You know, when we were growing up, we prayed in school. Every morning, we had morning prayer.
And gospel songs was played over
the intercom. Sure was. All of that has been taken out the school because of one person. One person had all that took out the school because they said they didn't believe in God. One person had all that taken out the school, and they did it because of this one person. Then you took the prayer out of school. You took the Bibles out of school. When you don't have God placed in any child's life,
in there,
it's failure.
That's got to be the foundation.
That's the foundation.
It's got to be the foundation.
Definitely.
And with taking all of that out of school, it really is a setup for failure because these kids have nothing to be grounded to. And so when they go in depressed mode, they can't talk to anybody. They can't pray.
Right.
They can't pull out a Bible in school and say, let me get this scripture to build me back up.
Right.
It's been taken away. So you
Why?
taking away all their ammunition.
Why? Is because the fear is not there. The fear is not there. They haven't been taught to fear God. You know, so they feel like they invincible.
Yeah.
You know, you might not be scared of no man on earth, but you better be scared of him. Because whatever you do wrong, he's gonna put it back on you.
Okay, let me ask you this. You got a parent who grew up during our time, but then they got older and had children, and then they want to be cool with their children and want to be young like their children and doing the same thing that their children are doing. Do you feel like that's
failure,
causing the children to sway as well, because they're looking at who they supposed to be admiring and supposed to be a mentor to them, but they're on that same age level? It's a setback.
Yes, because one, no fear. You lost that respect when they don't fear you. You want to be friends with them and play with them. You can't raise a pit bull to not fear you.
I do you one better.
Because
you can't raise a lion.
If he don't fear you, later on he's gonna try you. And that's with kids. If they don't fear you, they're gonna try you. If they don't fear God.
Yeah. Another thing, like I said, outside influence, you got the law taking a lot from the parents. And it's crazy because they're coming up and they seeing it. And it's like now they holding that against you. Hit me, I'm gonna call 911. You know, and
nowadays kids are like 10 times smarter than what we were. You know. But you got to grow with the time. You know, the parents got to grow with the time. You can't just say, well, I'm gonna do this because that's the way we would do it. No, you got to come 10 times stronger than that. Because nowadays these kids are different.
Breed.
They
feel like they have to get on. You have to get on their level now.
Right. They from a different cloth. They cut from a different cloth.
So what do y'all think that parents in our age bracket can do to kind of change this? You got those that I'm gonna fuss at your child and your child is gonna listen to me, and you fuss at my child and my child is gonna listen to you, and we're gonna raise each other's children when one of us is absent. We're gonna make sure that child stay in line.
It takes a village.
You're right. So, but now you got.
Don't you touch my child.
Who said what? Oh, let me go over here. And now you teaching your child disrespect. I'm finna go over here and tell them about this. You don't say nothing to my child. And this child standing here listening to you. And you're teaching this child that this is the way you're going to raise your children when you have children. So how do you level that out?
You can't show any kind of disrespect to an adult in the presence of a child. If you got a problem with this adult, then you go by yourself and talk to this adult and handle it that way. You don't bring that child along for that child to watch what you're doing.
Okay, let me ask you this. If your child came back and said, Mama, the lady down the street just fussed at me and told me I need to stop all that loud talking and playing my music loud, and she ain't even my mama, and she was just fussing at us when we was going past.
What would I do?
Yeah.
I would tell them, so cut your damn music down. Because that's an adult. You don't know what she got going on in her house. You know, I'm not going to say, well, why is she talking to y'all like that? Let me go down. No.
Okay.
Because it's a reason. It's a reason why. And it didn't hurt us when my mama folks that was in the neighborhood or whatever said something out the way to us, we listened.
Right.
And if we didn't listen to that adult, then when we got back to the house and that adult called my mom or my dad, oh, we finna get our butts toe up when we got home. So that's just the way it was.
So with you, if the parent came knocking on your door, you was the one that told the kids, hey, y'all need to stop all that, turn their music down, and the parent come knocking on your door. My daughter told me that you told her that she can't do such and such and such. What would be your reaction?
I have a real grown-up conversation with her. Like, so this is the image that you like your daughter to be seeing. And I'm trying to talk to them in regards to being respectful of other people's space. This what you want her to see? Want him to see?